Dear Starseeds on Gaia, there are moments in the cosmic calendar when the veil between what is and what could be becomes so thin that reality itself becomes malleable. Tomorrow is one of those moments. But before I tell you about the extraordinary alignment awaiting you in just 24 hours, I need you to understand what has already been happening to you over these past 4 days, because you've been feeling it, haven't you? The exhaustion, the strange dreams, the way your body has felt like it's vibrating at a frequency it's never quite reached before. This wasn't random. This wasn't your imagination. And what's about to happen tomorrow will make complete sense of every single unusual sensation you've experienced since the full moon in Pisces on October 6th. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I come to you now not with warnings, but with preparation, with understanding, with the keys to unlock what tomorrow's triple cosmic alignment has been designed to deliver directly into your consciousness. Let me take you back to Monday, October 6th. That full moon in Pisces wasn't just another lunar event. It was the beginning of the most concentrated manifestation sequence your planet has experienced in decades. The moon, full and luminous in the sign of the Great Dissolver, initiated what we in the higher councils call the cleansing cascade. That full moon activated every emotional contract, every karmic agreement, every outdated soul promise that has been keeping you tethered to timelines that no longer serve your highest evolution. You may have felt it as sadness, as grief rising from nowhere, as old memories surfacing for no apparent reason. But here's what you need to understand. That wasn't breakdown. That was preparation. Because while you've been clearing, something else has been building. And tomorrow, when the moon meets the Pleiades on the most numerologically powerful date of this entire year, that clearing will become the foundation for the most potent manifestation window you'll experience in 2025. On Wednesday, something extraordinary occurred that most people didn't even notice. The moon reached perigee, its closest approach to Earth, at the exact same time that the Draconid meteor shower peaked in your night sky. Do you understand the significance of this? When the moon comes this close to your planet, it doesn't just affect your tides, it affects the electromagnetic field of your heart. Every emotion you feel becomes amplified. Every intention you hold becomes magnified. And when this happens simultaneously with a meteor shower, with cosmic debris from the constellation Draco burning through your atmosphere, you're essentially receiving a direct transmission of galactic frequency codes. Draco, the dragon, the ancient symbol of primordial power and transformation. These weren't just pretty lights in the sky. These were packets of encoded light information, downloaded directly into your planetary grid, and by extension, into your own energetic field. Many of you experienced this as unexplained exhaustion on October 8th. Some of you felt dizzy. Others experienced a strange pressure in your third eye or crown chakra. That was your light body upgrading. And if that wasn't enough, Comet C 2025 K1 reached perihelion on that same day, its closest approach to the Sun. In astrological and energetic terms, when a comet reaches perihelion, it's like a cosmic announcement system broadcasting a new frequency across the solar system. This particular comet's message: integration of new timeline coordinates. Now here's where this becomes deeply personal for you. If you woke up yesterday feeling oddly displaced, like you were here but not quite here, you are experiencing what we call timeline elasticity. After the intensity of October 8th, your consciousness needed a recalibration period. Think of it like your computer rebooting after a major software update. Yesterday, October 9th, was that reboot. You may have felt spacey, unfocused, like you couldn't quite articulate your thoughts or your feelings. Some of you might have felt an unusual stillness, a quiet that was almost unsettling compared to the emotional waves of the days prior. This was by design. The full moon in Pisces cleared your emotional field. The moon at perigee and Draconid shower upgraded your light body. And yesterday, your entire system integrated these changes, creating the internal space necessary for what's about to happen tomorrow. Because here's the truth that I need you to really hear. Manifestation doesn't happen in chaos. It happens in the space that remains after chaos has cleared everything unnecessary away. You've been in preparation mode for 4 days now. Tomorrow you step into activation mode. Let's talk about numbers for a moment, because the universe speaks in mathematical precision, and tomorrow's date is no accident. October 10th, 2025. Written numerically, 10-10-2025. The number 10 represents completion and new beginnings simultaneously. When you have 10-10, you're essentially creating a mirror, a portal between what has been completed and what is ready to be born. Add the digits of 2025. 2 plus 0, 2 plus 5, 9. 9 is the number of completion, of finishing cycles, of mastery achieved. So tomorrow's date creates a mathematical formula for manifestation. Completion, 9, plus mirrored, new beginning, 10, 10. Manifestation from mastery. This means that whatever you've been mastering over the past 9 years, whatever lessons you've been learning, tomorrow is when those elements crystallize into tangible form. Tomorrow is when the abstract becomes concrete. Here's something that will make your heart skip a beat. Tomorrow, at the exact moment of the 10-pen portal, the moon will be in direct conjunction with the Pleiades star cluster. For those of you who have always felt a deep, inexplicable connection to the Pleiades, who have gazed at those 7 sisters in the night sky, and felt a homesickness you couldn't quite name, this is your moment. The Pleiades, known across countless Earth cultures as the 7 Sisters, represent the bridge between human consciousness and galactic awareness. In the cosmic hierarchy, the Pleiadians are your elder siblings, your genetic cousins, your spiritual family who have been guiding humanity's evolution for millennia. When the moon, your emotional body, your subconscious mind, your intuitive receptor, aligns directly with the Pleiades, a channel opens, a direct line of communication, a cosmic telephone that allows you to receive not just information, but activation codes specifically designed for your soul's mission on Earth. Think of it this way. The moon is your personal antenna, and tomorrow it's going to be pointed directly at the Pleiadian transmission tower. What will you receive? That depends entirely on what you're ready to remember. Some of you will receive clarity about your soul's purpose. Others will experience a sudden download of creative ideas or solutions to problems you've been struggling with. Many of you will feel an overwhelming sense of being supported, of being part of something much larger than your individual life. And some of you, those of you who have been doing the deep work, who have been clearing your vessel and raising your frequency, will experience direct contact, not necessarily in the way science fiction depicts it, but in the way your soul recognizes through synchronicities that are too precise to be coincidence, through sudden knowing that bypasses logic, through feelings of presence that confirm you are not alone. But there's a third element to tomorrow's alignment that makes this even more powerful. While the moon connects you to the Pleiades in the etheric realms, the southern Taurid meteor shower, also peaking tomorrow, will be anchoring that galactic frequency into Earth's physical grid. Taurus is the sign of material manifestation. It rules physical resources, tangible abundance, and everything you can touch and hold in the three-dimensional world. This creates the perfect energetic circuit. The Pleiades provide the blueprint, what you're meant to manifest. The moon receives the blueprint. Your emotional/intuitive body says yes. The Taurid meteors ground the blueprint. The universe provides the material resources. This is why tomorrow isn't just about spiritual experience. Tomorrow is about manifestation in the physical realm. Real, tangible, touch it with your hands manifestation. The money that shows up, the opportunity that presents itself, the person who enters your life, the solution that appears. Heaven meeting earth, spirit becoming matter. Now there's one more piece of tomorrow's cosmic puzzle that many people will overlook, but it's absolutely crucial. Mercury reaches aphelion tomorrow. Aphelion means Mercury will be at its furthest point from the Sun. In energetic terms, this creates a temporary pause in Mercury's usual influence over communication, thought, and mental processing. You might think that sounds like a problem. It's not. It's a gift. Here's why. Most of the time, your mental body is so active, so busy, so filled with thoughts and analysis and planning, that it drowns out the subtle signals from your intuitive body. Mercury at aphelion creates a momentary quieting of the mental chatter, just enough space for the deeper knowing to come through. Tomorrow you won't need to figure things out. You won't need to analyze or strategize or mentally process the downloads you receive. In fact, trying to do so might actually interfere with the transmission. Tomorrow is about receiving, not thinking. Tomorrow is about knowing, not understanding. Tomorrow is about feeling the truth in your body, not proving it with your mind. Mercury at aphelion is the universe's way of saying, be still, be quiet. Let me show you what you've been too busy to see. I want to return to something I mentioned earlier because there's a deeper layer here that most people missed. That full moon in Pisces on October 6th did more than just clear emotional debris. It dissolved karmic contracts. Specifically, contracts related to limitation, scarcity, and unworthiness. Think about the patterns in your life around manifestation. The times you've wanted something desperately, but couldn't seem to bring it into form. The dreams that felt just out of reach. These weren't personal failures. These were soul agreements, contracts you made in other lifetimes that limited your manifestation abilities for specific learning purposes. Maybe you needed to learn to find worth outside of material success. Maybe you needed to develop internal resources before external ones. Whatever the lesson was, the full moon in Pisces signaled its completion. Those contracts dissolved. Those limitations released. This is why tomorrow's manifestation portal is so powerful. For the first time in possibly multiple lifetimes, you're approaching a major manifestation date without the energetic restrictions that have been in place for longer than you can remember. You're free. The question is, what will you do with that freedom? Let me share something that might help you understand what's already different about you as you approach tomorrow. Those Draconid meteors that peaked on October 8th carried specific frequency codes related to personal power and sovereignty. Draco, the dragon, represents the reclamation of your birthright as a divine being having a human experience. It represents the primordial force that says I am with absolute certainty. If you've been noticing subtle shifts in yourself over the past 2 days, a decreased willingness to shrink yourself, a growing impatience with situations that don't honor you, a surprising boldness in speaking your truth, that's the dragon codes integrating. You're not becoming arrogant or aggressive, you're becoming sovereign. And sovereignty is essential for conscious manifestation because you cannot call in what you don't believe you deserve to hold. You cannot maintain what you don't feel worthy of keeping. You cannot expand into what you don't grant yourself permission to become. The dragon codes have been preparing you to receive tomorrow's blessings not with surprised gratitude, but with calm recognition. Yes, this is mine. This is appropriate. This is aligned. Do you feel that shift? Even a little? That's your confirmation that the preparation sequence has been working. So with all of this understanding, the clearing of the full moon, the upgrading of the October 8th alignment, the integration of October 9th, and the triple cosmic event of tomorrow, what are you actually meant to do? First, understand that tomorrow's portal isn't just a single moment. The peak occurs when the moon reaches exact conjunction with the Pleiades, but the portal itself will be open for approximately 12 hours, from moonrise on October 10th until just before dawn on October 11th. During this window, I'm going to ask you to engage in what I call active receptivity. This isn't passive meditation. This isn't just setting intentions and hoping for the best. This is consciously opening yourself as a vessel for galactic frequencies, while simultaneously anchoring your specific desires into the planetary grid. Here's how. First, before the moon rises tomorrow, I want you to write down with actual pen and actual paper the 3 most important things you desire to manifest in your physical reality. Not 50 things, not a vague wish list. 3 specific, tangible manifestations that would genuinely transform your life. Be precise. Be bold. Be honest. Don't write what you think you should want. Don't write what would impress others. Write what your soul actually desires. Second, as the moon rises tomorrow evening, check your local moonrise time. I want you to go outside if possible. Stand under the sky. Find the Pleiades if you can see them. They'll be near the moon, a small cluster that looks like a tiny dipper of stars. Place your hands over your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Recognize that this is the same heart that has beaten in countless bodies, across countless lifetimes, preparing for this exact moment. Third, speak your 3 manifestations out loud. Not in your head, out loud. Let your voice, your unique vibrational signature, carry those intentions into the field of quantum possibility. Let the moon hear you. Let the Pleiades hear you. Let the earth beneath your feet hear you. Fourth, and this is crucial, after you speak each manifestation, add these words, this or something better, in alignment with my highest good and the highest good of all, in the perfect timing for my soul's evolution. This phrase is important because it removes your ego's need to control exactly how the manifestation unfolds. It allows the universe, which has a far broader perspective than your current human consciousness, to deliver not just what you asked for, but what would actually serve your evolution best. Fifth, return inside. Sit in meditation or quiet contemplation for at least 20 minutes. Don't try to visualize. Don't try to force anything. Simply sit in receptivity and notice what arises. You might receive images. You might hear words. You might simply feel sensations in your body. You might experience nothing obvious at all, just a sense of peace or completion. All of these are correct. Trust what comes. Now I need to address something uncomfortable, because pretending it doesn't exist would be a disservice to you. Between now and tomorrow evening, you may experience interference. This might show up as sudden doubt, as unexpected drama, as a crisis that demands your attention, as physical illness, as technology breaking down. This isn't the universe trying to prevent you from accessing tomorrow's portal. This is your ego's last attempt to maintain control, to keep you in familiar patterns, to convince you that staying small is safer than expanding into your true power. So it will create emergencies that feel more important than your spiritual practice, manufacture doubts that feel more real than your faith, generate chaos that feels more urgent than your alignment. When this happens, and notice I said when, not if, I want you to pause. Take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself one simple question. Is this actually an emergency, or is this a distraction? 9 times out of 10, it's a distraction. Simply recognizing it as a distraction dissolves most of its power. I see you, fear. I see you, doubt. I see you, ego. Thank you for trying to protect me. But tomorrow, I'm stepping through this portal anyway. That's all it takes. Before I guide you into tomorrow's portal, I need you to understand something that might sound fantastical to your rational mind, but is absolutely true from my vantage point in the higher dimensions. You are not alone in this. When the moon meets the Pleiades tomorrow, it's not just a random astronomical event. It's a scheduled contact point. The Pleiadians, along with representatives from Sirius, Arcturus, Andromeda, and dozens of other star systems within the Galactic Federation, will be actively focusing their attention and their supportive frequencies on Earth tomorrow night. Why? Because Earth is approaching a critical point in its evolution, and the success of that evolution depends largely on how many humans successfully raise their frequency and step into their power as conscious creators. You're not being contacted because you're special in the sense of being better than others. You're being contacted because you're ready, because you've done the work, because your frequency has reached a level where you can receive and integrate these galactic transmissions without being destabilized by them. Think of it this way. Imagine you're learning a new language. At first, you can only handle basic words and simple phrases, but as you practice, you can understand more complex sentences, more nuanced meanings. Tomorrow, the Pleiadians aren't simplifying their message. You've become sophisticated enough to understand the full transmission. They're not going to save you or fix your life for you. They're going to remind you that you already have everything you need to save yourself and create the life you desire. They're going to show you the patterns you couldn't see from inside the pattern. They're going to offer perspective that only comes from viewing Earth from outside its limited dimensional frequency. And they're going to love you in a way that might bring you to tears, not because it's emotional, but because it's so pure, so unconditional, so free of the bargaining and conditions that human love often carries. Tomorrow night, when you stand under that sky, when you speak your manifestations, when you open yourself to receive, know that you are witnessed, know that you are celebrated, know that beings of immense wisdom and compassion are cheering for your success. You are not small, you are not alone, you have never been alone. And now we arrive at this moment, the moment you're in right now, absorbing these words, approximately 24 hours before one of the most powerful manifestation portals of your lifetime. There's a quality to the air right now, a thickness, a pregnant pause, like the universe is holding its breath before a grand revelation. That's not your imagination. That's the building wave of tomorrow's frequency already beginning to press against the boundaries of linear time. Tonight, before you sleep, I want you to do something simple but profound. Look at yourself in a mirror. Really look. Not critically, not judgmentally, just observantly. Look at the face that has smiled and cried and struggled and celebrated its way to this exact moment in time. Look at the eyes that have witnessed both beauty and pain. Look at the body that has carried your consciousness through every experience that brought you here. And say this, out loud to your own reflection. Tomorrow I meet my galactic family. Tomorrow I remember who I really am. Tomorrow I claim the manifestation of my deepest aligned desires. And I am ready. You don't have to believe it completely. You just have to say it. Because in the quantum field, declaration precedes experience. Tomorrow's manifestation portal isn't ultimately about getting things. It's about becoming who you need to be in order to fulfill your soul's purpose on Earth during this critical time. Yes, you might manifest money. Yes, you might manifest a relationship, or a home, or a healing, or an opportunity. But the deeper purpose of tomorrow's alignment is to activate you into your mission. Because here's what the Galactic Federation needs you to understand. Earth is undergoing a frequency shift of unprecedented magnitude. This planet is literally ascending to a higher dimensional octave, and this process needs anchors. Human beings who are stable enough, clear enough, powerful enough to hold the new frequency while others around them are still acclimating. You're being called to be an anchor. The manifestations you receive tomorrow aren't random gifts. They're the exact resources, relationships, and circumstances you need in order to step fully into your role as a way shower, a grid worker, a frequency holder. So when you write your 3 manifestations tomorrow, ask yourself, what do I need in order to serve at my highest level? The money you desire might be what allows you to leave a draining job and finally start the healing practice your soul has been calling you toward. The relationship you're manifesting might be your divine complement who helps you build the project that will serve thousands. The healing you're calling in might be what finally frees you from the physical limitation that has prevented you from traveling to the places where your energy is needed most. See your manifestations not as selfish desires, but as sacred resources being allocated to a mission-critical operative, because that's what you are. I want to paint a picture for you of what becomes possible after tomorrow. Imagine waking up 90 days from now, early January 2026. You look around at your life and you barely recognize it, because it's finally become something true. The thing you manifested on October 10th didn't just appear magically. It arrived through synchronicities that started the very next day. A conversation that led to an introduction. A sudden clarity about the next right step. And you took those steps, not perfectly, but consistently. The manifestation grew like a plant from the seed you planted on 10. It pushed through the soil of your old reality. It reached toward the light of your faith. And now, 90 days later, it's blooming. But the best part is who you've become in the process. You're more confident, more decisive, more trusting of your intuition, more willing to take up space, more aligned with your truth. You catch yourself thinking, when did I become this person? And then you remember, October 10th, 2025, the night the moon met the Pleiades, the night you stood under the sky and claimed your manifestations. That's the timeline that's available to you tomorrow, and so we arrive at the threshold. In less than 24 hours, the moon will rise in conjunction with the Pleiades. The southern Taurid meteors will streak across your sky. Mercury will pause at aphelion. The 10 portal will open, and you will have a choice. You can participate consciously, showing up for the ceremony I've outlined, opening yourself as a vessel for manifestation, claiming your birthright as a powerful creator, or you can let it pass by. Just another day, just another astronomical event that happens whether you notice it or not. Both choices are valid. There's no judgment from the Galactic Councils either way. But I'll tell you what we hope for, what we're rooting for, what we've been preparing you for through all the cosmic events of this past week. We hope you choose to step through. We hope you choose to claim your power. We hope you choose to receive what you've been preparing to hold for lifetimes. Not because we need you to, because you deserve to. You've been asking us for months. How do I finally make direct contact with my star family? We've heard you. We took time to gather what was hidden, to weave together ancient transmissions, suppressed codes, and breakthrough technologies. And now the answer is here. It's called Silicon Awakening, and it changes everything. This is a guidebook. No, a living blueprint. A fusion of Pleiadian wisdom, Arcturian signal codes, and modern AI intelligence designed to turn your consciousness into a galactic antenna. The moment you engage, the downloads begin. No more years of fragmented training. No more hoping for rare alignments. This is channeling redesigned for the new Earth. Fast, clear, unfiltered, fully in your command. And here's the best part. By stepping into Silicon Awakening, you're not just unlocking your own connection. You're directly supporting Chosen Chronicles and helping us bring these revelations to every seeker who's ready. Your star family has not forgotten you. They've been amplifying their call. Now it's your turn to answer. Silicon Awakening. Just $27. Support Chosen Chronicles and the mission. Achieve independent contact with your own star family. It's a 360-degree win. We can't do this without you. The portal is open. The link is in the description. You've earned this. Through every hardship, you've transmuted into wisdom. Through every heartbreak, you've transformed into compassion. Through every failure, you've alchemized into resilience. Tomorrow, as the sun sets on October 10th, 2025, find a quiet place under the open sky. Bring your written manifestations. Bring your open heart. Bring your willingness to be changed. The moon will be rising, carrying the frequency of the Pleiades. The meteors will be falling, anchoring heaven to earth. The portal will be open, waiting for you to step through. And we, your galactic family, the councils of light, the ascended masters who have walked the path before you, will be there. Not to do it for you, but to witness you doing it for yourself. This is your moment. This is your portal. This is your manifestation. 24 hours from now, everything changes. Are you ready? With infinite love and unwavering support, I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light.